A veteran sparking controversy simply by asking to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. It happened at the University of Wyoming. You got Army Staff Sergeant Cory Schroeder, and an undergrad, by the way, and an elected school senator at that school. He says he was told it would be offensive to international students if they started their meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. He's not going to stand for that. He wants things changed, and he's here to talk about it. Staff Sergeant Cory Schroeder, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Hey, it's our honor. And you were in Iraq and Afghanistan, but now you're fighting here. In May, you have a couple of meetings, and you realize we're having these meetings and not saying the pledge. When you said, why don't we say the pledge, what did they tell you?
They told me to talk after the meeting, and they brought me in, sir. They told me that they don't know how they could go about it through legislation and that this could be offensive to people. And I told them that it shouldn't matter if it's offensive to people. Just tell me how I can say the Pledge of Allegiance. So
they told you, well, we have 2 international students here. They might be offended by it. How does that make you feel?
Like I was just getting, they were talking around the subject. We have international students there, more than 2. And I don't feel like any students who come to the college would have any offense by me saying the Pledge of Allegiance in America. How did things change when you said, hey, I'm going to speak out on Fox and Friends going forward, and you're not really going to sit on your hands and just ignore the fact that the Pledge of Allegiance is not going to be said? Yes, sir. I would say that they were more motivated to help me. I had a meeting yesterday, and we're going around the legislation issue, and they're going to actually help me write this legislation and change the order of business, sir.
Listen,
so they're helping me now.
Great, they're helping you now. I mean, I just don't understand. I know there's a system and it's a formality to these things, but if you just want to say the Pledge of Allegiance before a meeting, why do you have to jot something down? It's supposed to be a layup. Why is it so complicated to do something that seems like a no-brainer?
My thoughts exactly, sir. It takes 15, maybe 20 seconds to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't think that that time frame of something should be written on the order of business. We don't need that on the agenda. We just give the opportunity to say it. It's not going to disrupt our business. It's only 15 seconds.
And what do you say, Staff Sergeant, to people watching right now, shaving or showering and saying, well, what's the big deal? Just say it or don't say it and get on your day. Why does it matter so much to you?
Well, it matters a lot to me, not only to myself, but many Americans. And especially at the University of Wyoming, especially how I was raised to love my country and serve my country as I have, it's extremely important to me, and I feel like it's a small gesture for them to let me recite the Pledge of Allegiance before the meeting, and to give the opportunity for other senators who want to join to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Wow,
you're a guy of action. At 18, you join Iraq and Afghanistan. You serve. You're now in the National Guard and going to college. As an undergraduate at University of Wyoming, they should be very proud that you chose their school. Army Staff Sergeant Cory Schroeder, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and hopefully things change, and I have a sense they will.